Hello everybody on the internet and YouTube, welcome back to my channel for a special double episode of Building with Addict. How are you guys doing today? I hope you are well. I am doing very well. It is a Sunday here and I have just spent the last couple of hours building. So basically a couple of weeks ago, or about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, one of my subscribers, TiaSims, left a comment on one of my recent build videos, kind of challenging me to a building with color palettes building contest thing. Tia suggested that I build 2 spas for The Sims 2 that were to follow a color scheme from a website called, Color Seeds, I think. And one of the spas had to be a kind of tacky, cheap, nasty spa, and the other one had to be a really nice high-end spa. So I picked out the color palette you are looking at in the top right-hand corner there, and I said that it would be for the cheap spa, and then TiaSims picked out another color palette which was to be for the expensive spa, which we'll see after this one. But yeah, so I thought it sounded like a really fun challenge, and here I am. This is actually in the world of Tweaky Island, and we are starting work on our cheap and sort of a little bit Darrow spa. So the idea with this spa was that it was meant to be just like kind of tacky, kind of gross, a little bit old, a little bit, past its best before date. And yeah, you can see me here sort of using this fencing that I thought matched the color palette pretty well. But basically, I wanted a spa that was, quite simple, kind of matched in here with the theme of Tweaky Island, because obviously that's where we are. And I was inspired to build this on Tweaky Island because currently in my Pleasant View Let's Play series, Darren Dreamer and his new wife Christy are actually on honeymoon in Tweaky Island, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be fun if they actually could come down to this spa and get like some nice treatments, a couples massage, things like that. So I wanted it to be quite indoors, outdoors. I wanted it to be quite, kind of nature friendly and focused. And you can see here I've built like a massive kind of rotunda idea, and the idea behind this was that this would be where you came and got massages, and then the indoor building to the left there is where you come and get into the sauna and have a nice sweat session in the sauna. I didn't end up putting as much in this lot as I did into the second lot, which is kind of my bad, but at the same time this was meant to be just a really basic cheap spa that you could come and stay in. I found this wallpaper, by the way, and I was like, oh my gosh, that is absolutely perfect. That is like base game Sims 2 wallpaper, or at least not, it's not CC. So yeah, I thought that would be really cool to use that because it just looks so gross, and also kind of looked, like a little beachy, like someone had really tried to match in with the beachy vibes of Tweaky Island. I also used a Sims 2 default wall texture there that you can see, which I thought was really, really cool as well, kind of matching in with the pink and the yellow in our color scheme. And then for the outside here, I used a lot of sand and a lot of, you can see a nice terrain texture there with some rocks. So it's like a rocky footpath. So the outside of this lot is fairly natural looking, I guess. I was going for natural looking. I was going for just, no one had put in too much effort into landscaping or anything like that, and I wanted it to just be a bit sparse, I guess. And then over in this building over here, like I said, this is where you can come and have a soak in the sauna, and this main room here is just like a welcome foyer, again going to town with the default Sims 2 tacky wallpapers because I just thought it was hilarious and really, really funny. But so this is like an entry foyer, and then around the back there I'm going to put in a little seating waiting area, I guess, like if the sauna's too full or if you just want to chill out for a bit and catch up with some friends or anything like that. I was originally going to use those ridiculous counters as well. More base Sims 2 stuff, but I do end up switching those out because they were just a bit too gross. I did actually make a bit of an attempt with this lot to go fairly light on the custom content. I use a few custom content walls and decor items and stuff, but I tried not to overdo it. The second lot that I build, I use a little bit more. The second lot that I build, I'll just tell you now, I use a lot of items from a set, which is Sims 4 to 2 Spa Day conversion, and I just, went to town using that because I was like, hello, I'm building a spa, and I found it the other day, and I was really excited because I didn't even know there was Spa Day conversion, so that was really, really cool. But yeah, so here I am just doing some landscaping outside of the lot. I went for a lot of bright colors with the flowers, lots of pinks. I put in a few rocks, and then yeah, just a few little bushes. It was meant to look tropical, but you know, sparsely tropical, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And then yeah, so that's kind of what the outside ends up looking like. Here I'm like, no, those counters are a bit too much, and I end up using these counters which are called Jazz Kitchen counters. They're from the Jazz Kitchen set. It's a really cool set that I found a long time ago, and I actually haven't had an excuse to use it yet. So that was a really fun thing that I did in this lot here. Was I got really excited about actually being able to put them into a build, because sometimes I'll see something online when I'm custom content shopping and I'll be like, oh, that's actually wicked, I'm so gonna use that, and then I just don't. Here I replaced them out with these counters, but I pretty sure I end up switching them back. It's fine, don't worry guys. Yeah, and then so around the back, as I mentioned, there's just kind of like a seating area, and there are a couple of what do you call them, vending machines, so that your Sims can get a snack if they get snacky while they're here. I don't know. And you'll see me also, as I build this, saving a lot. I hit save quite a few times, and that is because I actually built pretty much this entire lot and then it crashed and I lost the entire build, and I was really upset. So then this time around when I was doing it, I made sure to hit save quite a lot, and that's just my fault for not hitting save the first time around that I was building, because everybody knows that when you're building in The Sims 2 you need to save a lot so you don't lose your work. Duh, Beth. But yeah, I thought this little waiting area turned out fairly nice. It's just got some I believe those stackable garden pots there are by Honeywell. I could be wrong about that, but it's a really cool set where you just get pots and a bunch of different plants, and you can sort of mix and match and throw it all together. And yeah, I'm just going through now doing some lighting. I put in some sort of like fairy lights along the outside, which I thought was nice. I wanted it to look pretty-ish. And then I do end up also, I think it might be after I've gone through and taken some screenshots, I do actually also end up adding a ticket machine, so that if you had a Sim own this lot in your neighborhood, you could charge people for even just getting into the place, which is cool. Here we're starting work on the bathrooms, and these I wanted to have quite a bit squeezed in there, and I managed to get most of what I wanted in. I wanted to have a spot where you can shower, obviously after using the sauna. I wanted to have facilities for going to the toilet, and I also wanted to have some lockers, because I find that in spas lockers are quite common, because obviously you want to have a spot to store your clothes while you walk around in your robes and your slippers. That said, I think I forgot to put lockers into the second build that I do, so whoopsies. That's probably not very good of me, is it? But I put in some shower curtains as well, because I think shower curtains are actually really disgusting. I think like they tend to get quite moldy and just gross like after time, so I thought that would be a nice touch for this lot that's meant to be a bit yeah, not the nicest. It's meant to be a bit cheap and nasty. Oh, there it is, and I put the ticket machine in there. Oh nice, look at me go. I'm so organized. And then yeah, because of the ticket machine, that was when I decided to switch back to the jazz counters, and I thought that the jazz counters kind of matched the color scheme a bit better anyway. So now I've realized that I need to check the lighting for nighttime, so I go ahead and do that. And yeah, so the massage area under the rotunda is quite nice. At first I just have one massage table on each side, and then when I was looking at my lot, I realized that I really hadn't done enough to make it Valentine's Day-ish. TiaSims, by the way, I found that probably the most challenging part of doing these builds was to make it like Valentine's Day-ish. I was like, I don't really know what to do to make it look like it's for Valentine's Day, but what I do end up doing is putting in extra massage tables so that, here you go, that was a bit of a jump cut there, so you can get a couples massage, which I thought was quite romantic, and that is a motif that I continue into the second build as well. And then yeah, I just sort of put some love hearts up on the wall, a little bit of islandy looking decor, things like that. I wanted to get some sort of like candles and stuff like that in. I can't remember how many of those I end up managing to squeeze in, but yeah, I think I had a little bit of fun just trying to detail the lot, make it come to life and make it look like it would be a romantic spot to visit, because of course the key thing with a lot of community lots, making them look fun, realistic, visually interesting, not just community lots but home lots as well, is it's the detailing. You want to get as much of that sort of extra little bits and pieces in there as you can. So you can see here I'm picking out what candles I can kind of find in my build and buy catalog, and seeing if I can use some of them in my decorating here, which I thought worked out fairly well. But then I was like, oh gosh, what am I going to put them on? And then I had to get shelves, and then I got confused and scared, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I can't actually remember what I ended up doing. Did I just leave them on those little shelves? Oh yeah, that works, that's fine. And I add some extra flowers onto the wall there as well, which I thought was quite pretty. Gotta love some extra flowers. And yeah, so jumping into some screenshots here, that's pretty much the lot done. Like I said, it's fairly basic. There wasn't a heap to this one, but I thought it turned out pretty cool. I think it definitely suits the vibe of Tweaky Island. I think it definitely suits the color palette, and I liked the couples massage idea. And I could have probably made the interior a little bit more gross, a little bit more run down, but I ended up having way too much fun making it look pink and blue and kind of out like it's out of a Barbie game or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, so that is the men's side, and I did put in some sort of moldy looking tiles because I thought that really improved with the, like, helped bring across that whole vibe of being a little bit gross. But yeah, so that's lot number 1 pretty much completed with the classic brush roof to suit Tweaky Island. Okay, so now we have moved towns. We are now in downtown. This is my version of downtown, which I have renovated quite extensively and moved lots around and done a lot of stuff to. But this one I will admit freely, heavily inspired by The Sims 4 Spa Day. I was going for quite a modern build. I was going for something that looked like it, you know, really could have come out of Spa Day in The Sims 4, and I actually think it turned out really, really nicely. I had this idea of wanting to use modern shapes, lots of squares, blocks, that kind of, you know, pillars and columns kind of vibe. I wanted to have the fountain out front. I wish that we had the, excuse me, I wish that we had the Sims 3 fountain tool in The Sims 2, because I love the Sims 3 fountain tool. And I think The Sims 4 has a fairly decent one as well. How you can put like water jets and stuff in. I actually didn't think to check if there was any custom content for Sims 2 fountains like that. If there is, I'll feel free to leave a link for it below and I will check it out. But yeah, so in the top right of this, you can now see the color palette that I am working with for this build. And this one was definitely a lot more Valentine's Day-ish in terms of the reds. There was a very, very red color palette. But you'll see there as well that there is that sort of deep brown, like chocolate brown color, and I end up using that color quite extensively in this build as well. And I think that really helped to balance out the otherwise overwhelming amount of red. Right here, I'm just sort of trying to design a bit of a roof, which I think actually turned out really nicely, to go above our balcony area out here. You'll see that I delete the floor there in a second. If you guys didn't know that you could do that, it's really easy. You just grab a simple flat fence, put down flooring, put your design together, and then just delete the flooring afterwards. And that is how you can create that kind of latticed effect. What is the word for that? I can't think of it. It's like, nah, it's gone. I can't think of it. It's fine. But yeah, so here you can see this is something that I did off camera in the first build, but I did it on camera in this one. I'm actually going through all of my many wall paints, starting with the plasters section, trying to pick out textures and patterns that matched the color palette. Yeah, it was a little bit of an imprecise art. Obviously, I was just looking at my screen thinking, okay, does that match? Okay, does that match? Okay, does this match? I'm not sure. But I think I did a pretty good job of matching the color palette in this build. I'm fairly happy with how it turned out. For the whitest texture, you can see there I actually picked a brick, like a whitewash brick, which I thought looked quite nice. The initial sort of dark color there, you can see me putting around detailing, I actually end up replacing. That one, I thought it looked good at first, and then I realized it was a bit too purpley and not quite brown enough. So I do actually go back through later on in the video and replace that with a more chocolate brown looking color, which I think made a big difference and made it look a lot nicer. But yeah, so I've got two sort of outdoor balcony areas in this build. The downstairs area is beautiful, beautiful spot for meditating. There's also a tea set in there where the Sims can sit on the floor and drink tea together if they want to. And then the upstairs area, and this is a bit controversial, but we'll get to it. I actually put some outdoor saunas, which is a little weird, and I don't know if it makes any sense, but they were the spa day conversions that I was talking about, and I started putting them indoors and I decided I didn't really like it indoors, so I moved to outdoors. It probably doesn't work in reality, but I thought it would be fun for the Sims. But yeah, so here I've just got a little fountain area out the front, which I thought looked quite nice. I detailed it with some bamboo and some water plants. What do you call them? Lily pads and things like that. I'm actually using a base game window here. I'm not sure if the recolor is a base game or if I've downloaded those, but it is a base game window, which I actually thought was quite modern, quite nice, and looked really, really good with the build. And then I am starting some work here on that downstairs outdoor patio, which, yeah, I had in mind to be a nice spot to come and meditate and be zen. I wanted to have nice pebbles, because I find that pebbles and rocks and things like that sort of suit this vibe that I'm going for. That was the best texture I had in my game. It's just a base game one. It made me think I need to go ahead and download some more terrain paints. Joe, if you're watching this, I actually went through and got rid of a bunch of dodgy terrain paints and then found some more good ones. After our conversation about terrain paints on the other day, I was like, yeah, no, I should really sort those out and get some better ones. So I actually did end up doing that. But yeah, so you can see here, the first thing I tried to do with this space was put in a giant pot plant. I had a go at it, and then eventually I actually end up switching that out for another fountain because I just didn't quite like the way it looked, but that thing does live there for a little while. And as I was going through that random little like teacup full of roses on the floor there, as I was going through, this is sort of something that I always do when I'm building, but while I'm looking for one thing, if I see other things that I think, oh, that'll work really nicely, there's the fountain that I replaced it with, that'll work really nicely with the overall idea of this build, then I'll go ahead and just pull them out and chuck them in the room somewhere so I can go ahead and use them later. And that just saves me a lot of searching through my build buy catalog, which of course is a very time consuming and slightly painful experience for anyone. Yeah, I have utilized collection folders pretty well in my game, I think, like putting together collections of specific decor items, but then I'll come to do a build like this one where I want to build a spa and I'm like, I don't have a collection file for building a spa. Oh no, I need to go through and find everything again. Oh gosh. So here I'm about to start work on the interior of the build, and I go through and again repeat the same process with the color palette idea, just trying to pick out some interior wall paints that I thought would suit the aesthetic of the build and would match the color palette. So yeah, I'm just sort of comparing them to the color palette, to the ones I picked out for the outside, and then whacking them inside as I choose them. And yeah, I thought it worked out quite well in the end. I really tried to make this lot stick to the color palette a little better. I think out of my two spas, this one definitely fits the brief a little better than the other one does, if I'm being completely honest. The Tweaky Island one was fun, but I don't know if it really met the brief of what I was supposed to be building, but that's okay. I tried my best. Yeah, okay, cool. But yeah, so here we're starting work on the interior layout, and for once, oh my gosh, I remember to paint the roof. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. I always forget to paint the roof, you guys. And it's something that I've noticed that Kyle, Addict, does a lot, and it really makes his builds look so much more finished and really homely as well. Like if you have a warmer tone on the roof than just that kind of white concrete, it actually just really looks really, really good. So shout out to Addict, to Kyle. I love your builds, if you ever see this, by the way. And yeah, I really was quite proud of myself for actually remembering to do that, and that is because of you, so thank you very much. But yeah, so here I've actually got two lots of bathrooms in this build. I've got some downstairs and some upstairs. The downstairs bathrooms, there are spaces for showering. The upstairs bathrooms are mostly just a toilet, and that is pretty much it. And then I wanted this this spa to have a giant yoga room. I wanted this to be somewhere where all the Sims could come and practice yoga. So that is what I am putting together now, just starting some work on it in the downstairs area. And I really, really love how the yoga room turned out. I think it looks fantastic. I haven't play tested it yet to make 100% sure that it actually works, but so I got, as I said, these are Sims 4 to Sims 2 conversions of the yoga mat. And of course your Sims can do yoga in the Sims 2. That's always been a thing. But the yoga mat is a modded object that allows them to do the yoga while standing on the mat. So I thought that would be really, really cool. And I've got a link in the description where you can download this entire Sims 4 to Sims 2 Spa Day conversion set because it's really, really nice and it was really well done. Oh yeah, and here I was like, oh whoops, I forgot to actually finish doing the roof. I just left it like a flat thing. But yeah, I wanted this to be, as I said, a very modern looking building. So I end up just doing some constrained floor elevation true cheat or false cheat, so that I can sort of build a room up top and then flatten it out to come down a bit lower so it looks kind of like a frieze. I think the word is frieze, but I could paint it any color that I wanted. So that's how I ended up doing the roof there. And then, yeah, the rest of the exterior of this lot is actually extremely plain. I put in an extra garden bed out the front there, and then essentially I just wall off, put a fence around the rest of the build because I wanted it to be fairly private, I guess, to be somewhere that your Sims really felt that they weren't in downtown, because downtown isn't the nicest downtown. But yeah, I wanted this lot to feel like a little sanctuary, a little retreat. Oh right, and this is where I realized that I'd forgotten the stairs. And I was like, oh crap, where am I gonna put the stairs for this build? I end up managing to squeeze them in the corner over there. Thank goodness I actually remembered that we need stairs when you've got a multi-story build. Yeah, good job, TiaSims. That was intelligent. But yes, I did actually remember to get the stairs in there, so that was lucky. Otherwise I would have had to rejig my yoga room, and I really didn't want to do that. But yeah, so the upstairs layout, so first we're going ahead and putting some lights in. Another thing that I can sometimes forget is putting in lights in all the rooms, so don't worry guys, I did that. But yeah, the upstairs layout is relatively simple. There's a save because, as I said, always save your builds. We've got 2 rooms, you can see there with the floral wallpaper, quite beautiful I thought, where you can come and get a massage. One of the rooms has 2 massage tables, so you can get that beautiful couples massage that I was talking about, and the other room is just a single massage table if you are a single Sim coming out on Valentine's Day to treat yourself to a massage. Those are the saunas that I downloaded that I mentioned. So those are the Sims 4 to Sims 2 conversions. And I actually had to pause in a minute and look up how they were supposed to work because I was having a lot of trouble with walls and doors and trying to actually get them to fit into the lot. So I ended up having to Google them and look them up again and be like, wait, how do these things work? Because when you place them, there's a random wall that it places with. So I had to look it up, and apparently you just are meant to just delete that random extra wall. But yeah, I felt like the style of those saunas really suited itself more to being outside than inside, which is why I went ahead and put them outside. And I can't wait to playtest this lot and see how they actually work, to see if it looks completely ridiculous having them outside or if it actually works okay. Who really knows? But I also wanted the outside to have a fair few plants, so I go ahead and put in a bit of bamboo at first, and then I end up replacing that later on with a more fake looking bamboo. Because this was upstairs, I didn't really like having the natural plants growing, but I thought it was the best I could do until I found some potted bamboo that I replaced it with later. Good job me. But yeah, so I'm putting in some potted plants as well, of course. Gotta love pot plants in a spa. The more potted plants, the more wonderful a space feels, in my opinion. In my house, I have quite a few potted plants that I love. They are my babies. They all have names. I've got like Lily, Louise, John, Oscar, I've got Lulu and Louise, and what's the other one's name? I can't remember the other one's name. I name my pot plants. I'm a plant mum, okay? If you guys name your pot plants, give me a shout out in the comments, because that's just what you do. I also, quite proud of myself, remember to put in speakers, wall speakers, to have music in this lot. And actually, thinking about it now, I don't know if I did that in my Tweaky Island spa, so I might have to go back and double check that. Yes, I will have to do that. That's fine. This upstairs area here, I just wanted to have a nice little area for some seating and some chilling where you can just chat with people and yeah, just relax, feel zen. Maybe if you're waiting to get into the massage room because there's someone already in there, you could do that. I think at this point as well, this is where my boyfriend came in with lunch. So if there's a couple of weird pauses in the video, that would be why. Yes, he brought in some lovely lunch from the bakery, which was very, very nice of him considering I didn't even realize that he'd left. Thank you, darling. This reception desk here, I absolutely love. This is from a creator that I discovered recently called Simgadons. Unfortunately, their entire website is down. It's a very old website, but someone had a link to an online archive of all their downloads, and a lot of their furniture is quite modern. It's some of the texturing is a little dodge, but I really, really liked that reception desk with the curve. I thought that was beautiful, so I put that downstairs. I put in a chess table because of course this is The Sims 2, so every community lot must have a chess table, otherwise does it really count as a chess table? But this is where I'm looking. I believe I'm looking for the tea table. Yes, so this is an object that I always forget is in The Sims 2, but basically it's a beautiful tea table. The Sims will actually sit down on the floor and drink tea together on little pillows. It's a really nice cultural piece that I thought would suit this lot really well, because one thing I actually did while building this lot as well, another Google search, was what do you usually find in a day spa? I don't go to day spas, guys, so I don't know what you find in a day spa, so I had to Google it, and on the list that I found on Google, it was like there will be an area usually where you can have tea, and I was like, well, you know what, I love tea, my channel is Tea Addict, therefore we must have a tea table in this lot. And I think my logic is fairly undeniable there. And then here I'm looking for the Makeover Station. There we go, I found it. Because the other thing that a lot of spas will have is like, you can get facials and you can get kind of like skin treatments and things like that. We don't really have an object like that in The Sims 2, but I thought maybe the Makeover Station could suffice. I don't know, it's not the best. I would prefer it if it was more like The Sims 4 where you can actually, yeah, get like pedicures and manicures and stuff like that, but I did the best I could. And then yeah, so here I'm finally going ahead and putting a nice big fence around the entire lot. I wanted the grass to make sense, obviously, for one thing, like just to say that yeah, this spa keeps that particular section of lawn nice and green, whereas everything else is of course pavement and concrete because we're downtown. And then I put the wall around it, so yeah, just to create that more secluded and private vibe. It's the vibes, guys. And then yeah, this is basically the lot complete. I'm just going through and putting in some more outdoor lights, making sure that everything is appropriately lit up for nighttime. I change out the floor texture in the bathrooms because I realized they were still just the default wood that I used in the rest of the lot. So I just replaced them with some nice chocolate brown tiles. Gosh, now I feel like eating chocolate. This is a problem. And then the last thing I do for detailing is go through and add some artwork to the walls. Talking is hard. Oh gosh. But yeah, I thought this was a nice touch, just adding a few like pretty pictures around because I want the Sims environment score to be quite high when they come here. Oh, and there's that potted bamboo that I found, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. So I put that in, and then I add in some nice like sort of leafy plants. But yeah, I want them to have a really high environment score when they come to this lot because it is meant to be very nice. So I go ahead and do that, and then last but not least, I do actually add in the ticket machine as well. And in a minute here, we'll probably jump into screenshots. There we go. So there is the outside of the lot from the front. I think it looks quite lovely. There's that reception desk I was talking about with the ticket machine next to it. If you do want to have this as a player-owned, sim-owned lot, you can. Yeah, so that's like just the main sort of entry. There is the beautiful yoga room, which I think just looks stupendous. There is the outdoor meditation and tea area. Probably doesn't make a lot of sense to have meditation and tea drinking in the same spot, but whatever. What are you gonna do? I was limited for space. My downtown is quite chockers, so I had to squeeze this in on a smaller lot than I otherwise would have liked. That room there is for the couples massages, and you can see I put some detailing in there with some like body lotion bottles, some candles and some towels, which I thought was really nice. That the roof in that section is a little messed up. I need to go in and fix that, I've just noticed. And then there's the upstairs kind of sauna area. So I hope that you guys really enjoyed this build or double build. TiaSims, again, thank you so much for this challenge. I really enjoyed it, and I am sorry that it was a bit later than it should have been because we are a week past Valentine's Day today. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this, hit the like button under the video, subscribe for more, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for more Sims content coming out real soon. If you guys have ideas for more build challenges, feel free to leave me a comment, and I really do love to build, so I'd be happy to take that on and give it a go. Take care, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.